When you're only making $10 every 60 minutes. Let's clock out, you and me. Wander around West County. Take my hand, shop and see. Only get paid hourly. We can carpool, I can drive.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your local rat angelicglxss, and today I'm going to be doing the most requested tutorial on my channel. So you guys have probably guessed it. It is how to make a intro using videostar. I'm going to be doing the one without videostar pro because that is how I used to make my intros, and I know a lot of people don't have it. So yeah, on with the tutorial. So the first thing you go down to is when you open PixArt, okay? So you scroll down to color backgrounds and just choose any color. It really doesn't matter because you're going to change it later. And then you click tools, crop, and then select 16:9. And this is so like the background image covers like the whole of like the YouTube screen, if that makes sense, because if it's like a square it doesn't cover it and there's like black lines on the outside. So the next part you're going to do is you're going to scroll along to draw, and I'm hopefully going to go for a pink, actually no, I'm going to go for a green theme on mine. So you just select the colour you want. You just click the brush button to decide how big you want your brush, and you just use this colour graph to decide like what colour you want. I'm just going to do it with a square because it's a lot easier and quicker. So once you've done that, you just click apply. So you can either do this if you have a photo saved, or whether you can go onto PixArt like camera roll. So I'm going to go to cottagecore aesthetic. So if you just search out whatever you want, and it should come up with some images. So then when you have your background image saved, make sure you've got it cropped to 16:9 again. So it's kind of like, what you do is you like size it so it's slightly smaller than the background, so you've got like a slight like edging, if that makes sense. Like it's like a border. A border. I can't speak today, I'm really sorry. Then you just click apply. And then with mine, I like to add a bit of noise because I feel like it makes them look more aesthetic. So you just go into effects, and then noise. You can either add blur or like any other filter you want, but I'm just going to add noise. The next part is completely optional, but I always like doing this. You just go into, and you see here there's like a ton of brushes that you can use. I always select like the sparkles and put like a few in the corner, and yeah, I just feel like it adds a nice touch to them. And if you go across to this dotted line, I always tend to go in the corner of them and add like a dotted line in each corner because it sort of looks like a bee trail, if that makes sense. And then when you're done that, just click apply, and you can add stickers by clicking stickers. And because I've already got some like what I'm going to use saved, I always use this bumblebee. You can just search it up by getting B if you want to look for a similar sticker, but just feel free to search up whatever you want. And because I want to, I'm just going to duplicate it and flip rotate it so it's like the other way and add some variety. When you've done that, just click apply. And I have this butterfly overlay which I tend to use in a lot of my intros, so I'm just going to scroll back and get it. You guys obviously can't. Well, the next thing you do is you open Fonto and you import the image that you're planning to use for your background, the one we just saved from PixArt, and you just click the background add and click add text. So then you just add your channel name. So I have a lot of fonts downloaded. I generally download mine off of DAF font. I will try and link a video in the description how to download them, but it's fairly simple. You just go into the website and then click download and open Fonto, and then you can just use like all sorts of gradients and like strokes and stuff to try and get like whatever like look you're going for. But with mine, I already have a style saved for it. I'm just debating between two at the moment. I think that one's good. So once you have that done, you just save that to your camera roll again, and then you can move on and you can do the follow me on Roblox or like whatever socials that you're planning on using. And yeah. So the next thing you want to do is you want to have PixArt open, and this is for like the follow me on Roblox and stuff like that. So I've just imported this twice. You can do it a slightly different way, but I feel like this way it kind of looks quite, I don't know, but I feel like it looks better in my opinion, but it's up to you whether you want to do this part or not. So I just duplicated it, so I've got my about in it as well, and then you can just like arrange it slightly in a way like like that. I'll probably speed this part up because it's a little bit boring, but yeah, you might get the gist. And you basically just go onto sticker and you can find like stuff to hold it down. So for mine, I'm putting the search of like green washi tape or something like that.
If you find the one, you should never give her up. I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah. I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see, yeah. These days I don't worry about much.
Next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have the image open so you can add the text. So for mine, I'm just going to write this one, follow me, and then the second line I'll just go on roadblocks. And you basically just do the same thing for the group name. And you can just add, again, just different fonts and different gradients to make it look however you want. So the next thing you want to do is you want to import all of your pictures that you saved into CapCut. So you've got your channel name, your like whatever socials that you're planning on keeping in there. And then I've just got the little enjoy. And then import whatever audio you're planning to use in your intro. I'm using the song Seasonal Occupation. It is very good. I'll try and link it in the description. And then when you've got that, try and like line it up a little bit so it's sometimes in beat depending on what music you've got. And then just click fade and then fade out the audio. I don't tend to use CapCut that much for anything else apart from maybe some effects. So you can go onto frame and you can see there's all sorts of different effects here. I would recommend wireframe, it's quite good. And then just drag that to the whole duration of the clip. And there's other effects you can add as well. So when you're done that, just save it to your camera roll and then you can go on to the next step. So I lost some footage of this part, but basically you want to go into videostar and import your video by selecting edit video, and you edit the video that we saved from CapCut, and you basically go into edit, then multi-split scene, and you like click set on the points where it slides into like the next part of the video. So I split mine here, here, and here because that's where like before the next slide changes. So what you want to do next, you want to click new, multi-layer, and you want to select this clip. The next thing you want to do is you want to go to edit keyframes, and you want to slide right to the end, and you want to slide to the beginning, and you want to have this come down a little bit, like that. And then you can just use this if you want to make it look a little bit more central. And you slide this little slide at the end of the video, and you click center layer. Then you click this, see this here, it says path, you click that little button there, and you select this one. Or you can make a custom path, but for beginners it's a little bit easier to use the pre-made ones. And you want to come off it and click mirror, and then just select whatever mirroring you want to do. I'm going to select this one. Then if you have VideoStar Pro, you can just use tracking blur, or you can use focus, and I'll show you how to use that now. So it's not as good as tracking blur, but it will still do the job. So you want to get your slider and make sure you've got the paintbrush selected instead of the 9 squares. And when the transition sort of ends where you think it stops sliding in, you turn the color effect down to 0. Blur like stops. So you come off that again and you click create. Then done. Then edit, share video clip without audio, wait for it to load, and then just save it to your camera roll by clicking save video. So the next thing you want to do is you want to open CapCut and you want to import the video you just saved from videostar, the short one which has your channel name. And you basically just click on the video and then you scroll along and you click reverse. So the next thing you want to do is you want to open videostar again and import the intro and go back onto the intro that we were on previously, and then just click new and then import the video that you reversed from CapCut. And then you basically want it for the next transition, because this slided up, you want to have it sliding from its like down position. So you basically just click the one, then the follow part, and then edit keyframes again. And then just have this slide it upwards, and you can use the little like arrows to like center it. And then slide it back to the end and then center layer. Then again go back onto path, and then you do this transition, or you can do a custom. Again, you need to use the mirroring, and then again you can use tracking blur, or you can just use focus, and make sure you're on the little paintbrush icon, and when the transition like sort of ends, then just slide it down to 0, and then just the next transition we want to do is make sure you're on the second clip again, then multi-layer, and then the second one, because that's the one that the transition's already on. So then you go to edit keyframes and slide the slider to the end, and then slide it this way to 20, and like you can use that by dragging it. Then go to where you want the rotate transition to start, and turn it down to 0. And then you can just click the little like pass button. I'd recommend clicking this one, or you can make a custom path. So you can see it rotates. And again, you just want to use your mirroring and the focus or tracking blur, but this time have the color effect 0 at the beginning of the transition and have it turning up when you get towards the end. And then just click create. And then go on to your third clip, and then multi-layer, and just select it, then edit keyframes, and slide across to where you want the transition to end, and click this little down button so it creates like a mark there, and turn it to the left, or like the opposite way from where you were doing the first transition, and turn it to like around 22, and then have it so it's selected. So then for the path you can just use, I recommend doing this one, like the opposite one of where you've done it. So if you used this one, you choose this one. If you did this one, you choose this one. And then you just use your mirroring and your focus or tracking blur. And then just have it turn down when the transition ends. And then just click create again. So the next transition we're going to do, make sure you're on the third clip again, then multi-layer, and then select the second one, and go on to layout, and then search up squish, and then select that, and then click this little arrow thing here, and click the third one, and then you go to edit keyframes, and make sure the layout effect is on 50. So this time you want it with the 9 squares, not the paintbrush. So you basically click this down button 3 times like I do here, and on the last one turn the layout effect up to 75, and on the second one make it into 35. And again, I'd recommend just adding the graphs and stuff that you want, so you can see it squishes. And then again, just add your focus or tracking blur. And then just click create. Then go onto your final clip, and then new and multi-layer. Then select this clip, and then again get your squish and select that option. Then go to edit keyframes and make the beginning of your clip 35, then go right to the end and select 50. And then I'd recommend using this graph here because it makes it more like. And then you just add your mirroring and your focus or tracking blur. I also like to fade my intros out, so use this little paintbrush, this little like eyedropper button, and make your background like a colour that matches your colour scheme, and go back to edit keyframes, and then click this little down button for the opacity, and then go right to the end and turn it down, and then just apply your graph, and then just click create.
Look at you go, I just adore you.
And then just come off of it and you can click this little export button and send it to your camera roll, and there you have it. That's how you can make an intro for free on Videostar.
Pick your season or occupation. It's time to send in your application. Get to know your short-term friends.
I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. It's my fault, where my heart